So we have 400 life jackets stored around the boat. In the unlikely event of any sort of emergency, just follow any instruction that's given by members of the crew. But there is no need to worry, sit back, relax, enjoy the cruise. If you have any questions along the way, please do come and ask. But the bar downstairs is at the back. Toilets, if you need them, they're down at the back as well. And if you want to smoke, you can do so at the back of the top deck. But other than that, if you have any questions, please do come and ask. Now, fitted to the boat, every one of the sightseeing boats, we have a computer, and it plays a pre-recorded commentary. So all we can do, we can press play on the computer, but we don't like to do that. We do prefer to do a commentary ourselves. So if you would like me to, I can stay on the microphone and I can point out a few of the buildings that we go past. Now, I know there is a group on board, I believe from France. People love to wave at boats. So wave and smile. Wave to the people on the bridges. They do love to wave and smile, but what they do love to do as well is throw things onto the boats. So be very careful. You are better off at waving and smiling. Keep their hands busy. And there is a bridge on this. Now, on your right, you've got the Royal Festival Hall. This is a hall. In that building, some of the best acoustics in the world. Some of the world's best performers have played in this building. Over the years, you've had Pavarotti perform here. You've had Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Sir Elton John, and it is home today to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. They're some of the best acoustics in the world. On your left, you've got the tall stone Egyptian obelisk. This is Cleopatra's Needle, said to be 3,500 years old. Carved in Egypt, the needles, they carved them in pairs, and there is a twin. It stands in Central Park, New York City. And the bridge, this is the Waterloo Bridge. This bridge was built during the Second World War. During construction, the men working on the bridge, they were called away to fight. So all of the work was took over by the women. The ladies built this bridge. This bridge was built by an 80% female workforce, and they call it the Ladies' Bridge over the Thames. Built by the women, they've done a fantastic job, as you can see. Waterloo Bridge, the Ladies' Bridge. Now here to your right, you've got the concrete building with the electronic sign. That's the National Theatre. That building gets voted every year as to be the ugliest building here in London, and you can see why. It's like a car park or a power station on the banks of the Thames. In that building, there's 3 theatres, and they are some of the best in the country. The outer lets it down, a very different building inside. Now on your left, you've got a black and white boat coming up with a black canopy on the top. This is the St. Catherine, and it used to be a royal barge. Every time a member of the royal family came to the Thames, this is the boat they would have used. So there's St. Catherine there to your left, an old royal barge. Not used for royalty today, of course. Today there's a bar and a restaurant. The ship further along to your left with the yellow funnel, this is the HQS Wellington. It was part of the New Zealand Navy. Today, you lost. No, you're okay. Today, permanently on the Thames, a livery hall for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. So the ship here for retired sea captains. Some of you might recognise the ship if you watch programmes on the telly on ITV. ITV, they film across. They use this part of the river and the ship as the backdrop for programmes like Good Morning Britain and the ITV News. Those programmes, they used to be filmed from the studios to your right. They don't film here anymore, and they left the camera behind the black glass windows. So you never know, as we go past, you could all be on national telly. If you're here with someone you shouldn't be with, duck, hide. People do get caught out. Now coming past the ship, you see the archway to your left on the river wall. That's Temple Arch or Temple Gates. This is now the boundary line to the capital city. So you leave the city of Westminster, and the area to your left, it now becomes the City of London. The City of London is only 1 square mile. Their capital runs from Temple Arch to Tower Bridge. So you're going to pass through the entire capital city. So they're now running along to your left-hand side. Now here on your right, you've got the red brick building. This is the Oxo building. It was a warehouse years ago. It was run by the Oxo company. So some of you might have heard of the famous stock cube. This is where they used to make it. You can see not a warehouse anymore. It's now apartments. You've got the balcony at the top. That's a restaurant. The large balcony with the glass roof, run by Harvey Nichols, one of London's top 5 restaurants. Harvey Nichols, the Oxo building. Now here on your left, you've got the building with the green steeped roof. This was the City of London School for Boys, where some of this country's past politicians, members of Parliament, spent their early education. Not a school anymore, it's a bank today, a wealthy American bank, JP Morgan. So a lot of the nicer, the older buildings in the capital today took over by the banks. This is JP Morgan. And that is mainly the area to your left today, banks. The City of London, the 1 square mile, they say there is more banks in the area than there is in the whole of Manhattan. So a banking district. Busy during the week, very quiet on a weekend. Not much to do here to your left, because it is just mainly office buildings and banks. They call it the Golden Mile, one of the smallest capital cities, also one of the richest as well, the Golden Mile to your left. This bridge, this is the Blackfriars Road Bridge, the second one, the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. In between the bridges, there's red columns. These are the remains of a bridge. It carried steam trains into London. The bridge became unsafe and they removed to the top of the bridge, but they left the red columns.